Okay, for this project, you're going to need some balloons. Doesn't matter what color, because it's just going to get popped later anyways. But these are, I'm using 12-inch balloons. You can probably pretty much use any size that you want, just depending on how big of a basket you want. And then you're going to need, I got Mod Podge. It's a type of crafting glue. You don't have to get this brand, but you want to get any type of crafting glue that's going to dry clear. And then you're going to need whatever color of yarn you want to use. Doesn't really matter what brand. It doesn't really matter if it's acrylic or cotton or anything like that. You can use, if you got a bunch of scrap yarn, just use a bunch of different scraps to go around it. It's really completely up to you. And you're going to need a bowl to mix some glue with a little bit of water, and then you'll be able to dip your yarn into it. And scissors, of course. Okay, and you might want to lay newspaper out because it probably get a little bit messy. And the balloon, you want to blow it up. Now you don't want to over blow it because you want it to look egg shaped. See, like about like that. If I would have over blew it, it would have got bigger up on this end. And so just blow it to where it looks egg shaped. Tie it off. And then I'm going to mix some of my glue with a little bit of water. Glue. I got a bowl and a whisk. So we're going to open up your craft glue. I'm going to mix probably like 2 parts glue, 1 part water. So pour some in here. I'm only adding a little water because maybe not even that much water, just a little bit to thin it out so it's a little bit easier. So maybe not even that much of a maybe like 4 parts glue, 1 part water, but just so it gets a little bit of a runnier consistency, so it's not quite so thick. So not much water, but enough that it's going to be a little bit runnier. I think that's gonna that way it's not, the glue's not just globbing on your yarn. So sorry if that's not, so just kind of like that, where it's not so thick, so it's a little runny. Kind of like that. A little thick, but not real thick. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. And then you can take your, now if you want to just do like strips of yarn at a time, that's fine. I've actually seen people dunk their whole skein in here and do it that way. I'm not going to do it that way. So, if you want to do strips of yarn at a time, you can. I'm just going to keep going from one solid roll. So I'm just going to put some in. Because if you want to use different colors, you'll have to use strips. So get it kind of, dunk it in there after you got your balloon all filled up. And, okay. Let me find my end. Yeah, it's pretty messy. Okay. I kind of just take it and maybe string a little bit of the glue off as I go, like that. So it's not quite so much. See how I'm pulling it through my fingers, and that's kind of getting rid of some of the glue. And remember always, if you know a different way to do this than what I'm showing you, that's fine, because I know everybody makes things different. Sometimes I get people telling me that I don't do things right, but everybody's different. So then we'll just bring our balloon over here, and I always just kind of start at the top here, and I just start wrapping it like this all the way around. And you want to kind of heavily wrap it. Let me try to fix my camera here so you can see me a little bit better. Just 1 second here. I just take it and keep going and wrapping it from top to the bottom, and then eventually I'll just start going back and forth the other way until I get it really, really covered. It's not really any certain way you have to do it, just until it's real covered. Okay, now I gotta dip some more in my... See, it's really messy, but it's fun. How often as adults do we get to play with this kind of stuff? I don't very often, so. See, I don't even know my sponges are even going to help me. Okay, and as I take it, I'm just kind of letting the excess go through my fingers and wrap it as I go. I'm probably going to use a lot on here to make it where you can't even hardly see through it. So I'm going to wrap it quite a bit. But that's it. Just keep wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. Going both ways, you know, until it gets to the coverage that you like. Okay, once you let it dry for several hours, even overnight if you want. Should be kind of hard. Then what you want to do is just take a pin and pop it and hope that it works. Like that. And you can get the balloon out later if you have to. I can pull it out at the top, see? I'm going to pull mine out. Okay, now what you want to do is just take your scissors and cut like a hole out of the front. So it doesn't have to be a perfect hole, but I'm sorry, I don't really can't show you that well. It's kind of... However big you want your hole to be, just cut it out. I don't think mine was quite dry enough, so it's not holding together right. So I'm gonna let it dry some more after I get this hole cut out of it, like that. Okay, if you happen to have the same problem I did, like I just got in a hurry and didn't let mine dry long enough. I didn't let it dry overnight, I did let it dry a few hours. What I did after I cut my hole out, I noticed that the bottom of mine was kind of collapsing in, and it's not supposed to do that. So I stuck a balloon in the hole and I blowed it back up, and then I put some more fresh glue on the bottom. And now I'm gonna let it dry for a few more hours, and I think that'll work. So I'll go ahead and let this dry, and I'll get back with you. Okay, I got mine to work, and I just let it finish drying overnight. That way I knew it was gonna work good. Now you're going to notice that it's not going to stand on its own. So I see some people make stands for them, like little round stands to sit on the bottom. What I'm actually going to do is I just got a baggie and I just put some beans in it. And I'm just going to use it as a weight. Beans, or you could use sand or something. I just had some beans up in the cabinet.
And I'm going to fold it up. And if you want to like wrap cloth around this or something, you can. But I'm just going to set it in the bottom. So I still got my hole cut. And then it acts as a weight. And it makes it stand up. And then I'm just going to cover the bottom with Easter grass. So you won't see that. But I'll finish doing that in a minute. But what I'm going to do is, if you want, I'm going to go around the opening circle here with something. You can use ribbon if you want, or anything, lace, to make the opening a little bit prettier. I think I'm just going to crochet something, because I don't have any ribbon or anything right now. So what I'm going to do is grab some yarn and the needle. If you want to do it like me, I'll be using, I just grabbed one, 5.5mm crochet hook. What I'm going to do is make a chain that'll kind of fit around the opening that I made. And your opening is not going to be exactly as mine, because we just kind of did it with our hands. I mean, we didn't measure or anything, we just cut it. So make a chain to fit around yours. Making sure your chain is a multiple of 6. So, let's see. I still got a while to go here. Okay, I got my chain and it fits around my opening. You know, don't have to be perfect, but just about like that. And I did it in a multiple of 6, which I did a chain of 60. And of course, your opening's probably going to be different than mine. So, oh, and the yarn I'm using is this, it's some sparkly yarn. It's Caron sparkly yarn. Okay. I made a chain of 60. You do yours in your multiple of 6, and then you add one more. And now I'm going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. I'm just going to make some shell stitching to go around it. And now I'm going to do one single crochet for the length of the chain. So one single crochet in every stitch until I get to the end. Okay, when you get to the end, you want to do a chain 1 and turn. Now you want to go back into the same stitch and do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Skip 2 stitches. Skip, skip, single crochet in the next. And now we're just going to be repeating this. Skip 2 and 5 doubles in the next. We only did the 3 doubles on the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we skip 2 again, skip, skip, and single crochet in the next. Skip 2 again and put 5 doubles in the next. My camera's not focusing. And then we skip 2 again after that single crochet and put 5 doubles in the next. 1, 2, skip 2, single crochet in the next, skip 2, 5 doubles in the next. So you just want to repeat this until you get to the end. Okay, when you get to the end, you should have 2 stitches and then the little kind of chain at the end. You want to do 3 double crochets in that very last, it's actually a stitch, but it's kind of hidden. It kind of looks like a chain 1 or something, but 3 double crochets, maybe. If it didn't come out exactly even, it's not that big of a deal. And then I'm going to tie off here. And I'm going to hide my tails. And then what I'm going to do is glue it, use hot glue and glue this on the front. And if you decided to use a ribbon, you can use hot glue too. But remember to use a low heat hot glue gun. Otherwise, I think it might melt that glue. So what I'm doing is just gluing this on. It's real easy. Put a little bit of hot glue there around the edge. Just do a little bit at a time. I'm kind of hot gluing it to that row of single crochet that we did in the very beginning. And you could trim off any extras that hang over at the end. And just going to go around and get it all glued on. Okay, there it is. It's finished. I just added some Easter grass and some eggs, and you put Easter candy or whatever you want into it. It's real easy. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and please don't forget to check me out on Facebook too. And if you make this, you can post a picture of it on my Facebook page. I'd like to see it. I think they're really cool, and it seems like the possibilities for the colors and everything are endless. So I'd love to see a picture of it.